Computer Station. Oh yeah, I remember this level, of course. It's almost an identical setup, you'll notice, to what episode was that? I believe that was that was E1M3, which was on the second episode of COLEMAN is Doomed, where I got trapped in a little hidey hole at the beginning. A little cubby hole, I guess would be a better word for it. And you'll notice this has the exact same setup. Because Doom 1, listen, complain all you want about Doom 2's level design being gimmicky, at least it had more than, like, 2 ideas. I'm gonna catch some flack for saying that, but then, you know, such is my life. But this time, I'm not gonna get trapped in this little cubby hole and die here. You know why? Because I've grown since then. I've matured since then. I've definitely gotten better at this game and this weird way of playing since then. But most importantly, I actually started this level with health and ammo. It's a very, very crucial thing there. Nope. I don't know why. It's like my whole thing is that I don't reload saves. But something about that guy just pissed me off. Just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't stand for it. You know, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but with all this health and ammo, we might actually, this could end up being a shorter episode of COLEMAN is Doomed. We might actually get to do, you know, 2 levels in the 20 to 30 minute time frame I allow for these episodes. Edited down, of course. Like, the actual playthrough is often much longer. And then, of course, I'm back to 35% health. So, you know, it'd be like that sometimes. You know, I read a fascinating article recently, I highly recommend you check it out, about Doom's hit scanners. Hit scan enemies, as we've talked about before, it's a terminology that most of you are probably familiar with, but maybe not all of you. It refers to enemies, most notably the zombies, the former humans, who their attacks can't be dodged. The shotgunners and the pistolers here. See, the fireballs that the imps throw are projectiles, and you can run away from them. You can't run away. The only thing that can stop a shotgunner or pistoler's shot from hitting you is by putting something else in the way. Oh great, I got the rocket launcher. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that. And it's something that is kind of frowned upon. It's an aspect of Doom that a lot of people don't like. I myself, okay, I don't dislike it. I don't hate it. It doesn't deeply offend me that hit scanners are in the game. But I was one of the people before I read this article who was of the mind that they sort of stood against Doom's core philosophy, right? Which is all about speed, and it's all about the player having ultimate control. The hit scanners, being essentially aimbots, sort of take that control out of your hands. There's nothing you can do to outrun them, especially if they're sprung on you by surprise. We'll definitely get into that when we get into TNT Evolution, the first of Doom 2, rather, the first of Doom 2's expansions. And, which is known for having a squillion chain gunners, which are the toughest of the zombies. And, you know, you're running along, you're having a good time, you're killing people, it's a skill-based shooter, and you're enjoying yourself, and then suddenly, hit scanners come out of nowhere and ruin your fun, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so, this, it seemed to a lot of people like bad design. It's why Doom 2016 eliminated the hit scan thing entirely. All of the zombies, the possessed in that, of course, use... Geez, this don't think there's enough room to dodge in this corridor. Anyway, all the zombies in that use ranged energy projectiles, which means that you can dodge out of their way. Likewise, games have tried to emulate Doom, like Rack, which I highly recommend. It's a game that has never really gotten the appreciation I thought it deserved. They too, they remove hit scanners in favor of all projectile enemies. But this article that I read, it was written by David Wills, aka Trash Bang. You can find him on Twitter at, I think it's at Trash Bang. And he also has a Tumblr, which is where I read this, is called the Trash Bang. I don't know what it means. But he wrote about how hit scanners are actually a good thing. Because the whole point is that they essentially become your priority targets. What's smart about their design is that, with the exception of the Archvile, which is an entirely different beast and something that I think we'll save discussing until Doom 2, all the hit scanners are the former humans, and they go down real easy. So it's not about, you know, oh, you're being killed by an enemy and you can't stop it. It's about you now have to deal with this hit scanner. This has to become your priority, especially if it's a chain gunner or even really a shotgunner at close enough range. You are going to be, you know, if you leave that unchecked, it's going to kill you. But they don't do a ton of damage, minus the chain gunner, and they go down fast. So really, it's about controlling the flow of combat. It's about, now I have to turn my attention away from whatever else I'm doing and attack the hit scanner quickly, and then go back into the fray. And he put it much more eloquently than I am here, because of course that was a written article, well prepared, and I'm just, you know, trying to describe what I can remember of it off the cuff. But it really changed my perspective, made me realize that, you know, it's kind of a smart thing. It's really, that's one of the great, I think it's one of the greatest things about Doom. Personally, one of the main ways in which I think it still beats out so many other first-person shooters is the monster design. And you see that much more in Doom 2, which has a much larger and much more interesting menagerie of monsters. But every monster in Doom serves a distinct purpose. Not only, I mean, first of all, they're really cool visual designs, and you have Adrian Carmack to thank for that. You know, I love these pink butt-headed demons. Like, how do we even think of something like that? And, all these designs that have become proper iconic, not Ubisoft iconic. And, but more than that, a lot of people think that's all Monster Variety is, right? Is have, you know, different health pools and different, and different colors, and you're good to go. True Monster Variety, and the older first-person shooters, I think, understood this better than some of the more modern ones. True Monster Variety means monsters that make you react in a bunch of different ways. Even just with these two weapons, the fact that I change my weapons and my strategy, whether I'm fighting demons, who I prefer to punch to conserve ammo, or imps, who I cannot punch because they don't flinch, to the aforementioned hit scanners, those of course being all of the enemies in Doom 1 Episode 1, unfortunately. But, yeah, it's the fact that, you know, they make you respond in different ways. You have to react to them differently. That is true Monster Variety. And if you're designing a shooter, that is something that is so important. Because it makes you feel like you're not just doing the same thing over and over. Which is something that every shooter has to contend with. It's funny because obviously none of this applies to this show where I'm playing this game in a super weird, bad way that it was never meant to be played and that is not designed to be played. Where it really does feel like we're doing the same thing, right? I talked last week, I suppose, last week's episode, about, you know, punching demons and how it's starting to get kind of monotonous. Not to watch, I hope, but certainly to actually play. But, you know, in the actual game, you're not just doing the same thing. Or at least it doesn't feel that way. Because the truth is, of course, in every first-person shooter you are pointing yourself at a selection of enemies and left-clicking. At the base level, that's all every shooter is. And so various games have tried various ways to fight off that fatigue. Doom did it simply with really good weapon design, monster design, and mostly level design. Half-Life, of course, one of my big problems with it is that it felt like it had to combat the fatigue with just like these set-piece sections that I feel like just interrupt the flow of gameplay. But of course I've already spoken about that at length. Where am I supposed to be going again? I'm just kind of wandering around. I opened the red key door. That got me the blue key. So now I have to go through the blue key door. Which is on the other side of here. Okay, so I was going the right direction. I can't just run past these guys. Great. Honestly, though, is the fact that you can do something so bizarre like this in Doom and have it actually be somewhat viable and possible, is that also a strength of the game? You know, the fact that it can be played in this... Hang on. Now, is there anything good up there? The fact that it can be played in this weird way, does that, you know, does that enhance the variety in its gameplay? I don't know. I feel like pretty much any game you could, you know, just make up a weird rule set and play it badly. Nope, nothing up here but a switch to take me back down. Man, I know this area is optional, but there might be health. There was already armor. All good things, all good things. Unless I just die. Then it's not good things. What? How do I get out there? Man, it has been a while. Oh, I think I remember. Lamau was too cautious. No! Really, am I going to be prevented from getting this secret? Alright, so I don't have enough health to last even 1 second in the soup. Thanks to that stupid pistoler. So if I'm going to get the thing, I have to land it perfectly, which I was not. I have to get on the edge. I keep being too cautious. It's time to live a little. Be brave. There we go. Health. Ammo. Armor. Joy. Beauty. Love. Is there anything on the other side? Nope. Why am I pulling out the cheater's weapons? There's a rad suit, but... there we go. There was a little extra goodness. What'd that switch do? Oh, man! I've hit the secret mother lode. Alright. Now we're moving, now we're grooving, now I am ready to take on the exit room. All that said about hit scanners, I do want to point out that that also does not apply here. Hit scanners in this case suck, because they are hard to kill, because I'm playing the game wrong. How come you didn't account for that, huh, John Romero? If you're so smart. And also, how come you made Daikatana? Cut that Daikatana joke. That was such a dumb... That wasn't even funny. It was just a cheap shot. You've talked to John Romero on Twitter. Don't be bringing up Daikatana. Cut that out. Really, you should just cut that whole section. Cut the Daikatana joke. Look at all this shotgun ammo. Sure would be nice if I could use that. But I can't. But I tell you what I can use. This here exit. That was much faster than the last level. Will it be short enough to not be a standalone episode? I don't know. I'll have to edit it down and see. But either way, thank you for watching. Thanks for watching Coleman is Doomed. New episodes go up every Thursday, but in the meantime, why not check out HeyPoorPlayer.com for all your news, review, and editorial needs. You can also follow us on Twitter or Facebook, and you can subscribe to this YouTube channel for shows like Second Opinion, Shrek's Fallout Swamp, Welcome to Warcraft, Hey Poor Adventurers, and a whole bunch more. And if you like the show, please tell a friend about it. We don't pay to advertise, so the best way you can support us and ensure that we make more episodes of something is just to get more people watching it. Until next time, rip and tear until it is done.